Happy video day, guys. So for today's video, we're doing a Tinted Tuesday. I'm super excited for this one because when I saw this launch, I was like, ooh, that looks interesting, and I needed to pick it up to try it out for you guys. So it's the new Cover FX Luminous Tinted Moisturizer. So this literally just released on the market. I know it's available right now at Ulta. I'm going to link it down below for you guys, but I was really excited to give this a shot because you guys know on Tinted Tuesday, what I'm doing is looking for those best tinted moisturizers, CC creams, BB creams, something different than just a foundation. I'm trying to see what is the best of that category because I do feel like there is such a need for an everyday product that is not super heavy and also doesn't clog your pores and maybe gives you some nice skin ingredients that gives you some skincare at the same time and provides you with some good SPF. So I really want to find the best one for my skin tone and share with you guys the different products that I have been trying. So if you guys are new and you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see more of these videos. I would love it if you would join the channel. We're gonna get into everything about this tinted moisturizer right now. Alright guys, so the tinted moisturizer is retailing for $39 US, and it's coming in 5 shades. So that is not the best shade range, but it is a tinted moisturizer. So if you go on the website, they actually put foundation shades, like for the light fair has a bunch of different foundation shades that if you wear any of those, you're supposed to just get the light one. I ended up going for medium, and it looks to me like medium matches my skin pretty decent. Tinted moisturizers aren't supposed to match you perfect because they kind of melt into your skin and they're supposed to blend into different skin tones. So I ended up just going for medium because I have noticed in the past that if I go too light, I don't love the way it looks on my skin, so I do like to go a little deeper. I usually have a light medium foundation, so I went with medium. Instead of this interesting little tinted moisturizer, there's a prebiotic and probiotic. They're saying that it's supposed to create a smoother, brighter complexion by strengthening and balancing the microbiome in the skin's living protective layer. And it's supposed to have anti-stress adapters, and you know, they always include like some interesting skincare elements into tinted moisturizers. It has bamboo, lotus flower, and water lily that helps to soothe and hydrate the skin. There is some really good things in here, that there is no fragrance, even though it does have like a little bit of like a clay smell. It's fragrance free. It's gluten free, mineral oil free, it's paraben free, phthalate free, sulfate free, and talc free. So this is basically free of a lot of bad things. They are saying that you can apply this with your fingers or a brush, or if you want to use it kind of like a underneath layer, like a primer, you can also put a foundation on top of that. So this is supposed to be a luminous tinted moisturizer that blurs the pores and fine lines, improves radiance, and helps replenish and restores the skin's natural barrier. And it's also a cruelty-free product. So there's a lot of like really interesting things inside of this product. One of the only things that I did notice is there is no SPF in here. So I really wish there was one, because you know, anytime I use tinted moisturizers, I kind of look for an SPF because I figure like, perfect, I don't have to wear an SPF. It needs to be better than the typical tinted moisturizer for me to be like, okay, fine, there's no SPF. But yeah, that's everything that they say. Now it's time for you guys to see me try this on for the very first time and give you guys my opinions as I apply it. As you guys can tell, I already did my eye makeup and I started getting things going here because waiting for FedEx to get here with this package, and I didn't want to waste too much time. I've got here in front of me the new Cover FX Tinted Moisturizer. I'm super excited to see how this applies. I'm trying, and you guys know I'm trying tinted moisturizers because I really want to wear tinted moisturizers, and I feel like they need to have a little bit of coverage. I don't know if to expect coverage from this one. So it's a luminous tinted moisturizer. For this one in particular, I'm gonna apply it with a brush because I saw online that it's coming with a brush. So I was like, you know what, let's try it with a brush to kind of see if I can give it some coverage. So far the color looks like it's better than some other ones that I have seen. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be a good color. I'm hopeful. Hopefully this gives a little bit of coverage. I mean, like I said, I'm not expecting. I'm only going to apply it to one side of my face. My skin is not in the best. It's actually getting over my bad time. So it's starting to get better, but it's not in its perfect condition. It has like a little slight smell. It almost smells like clay. I have to admit, as of right now, I'm actually pretty shocked that this actually covered more than I was expecting it to. Okay, so I went into this thinking I was not gonna get too much out of this, but I have to admit that was a super easy application. Very, very easy. And I think that it covered okay. Like, it actually did even out the skin tone. Obviously, the little redness that I have, like those little scabs that I have here from old pimples, those are not gonna get covered by a tinted moisturizer. Don't expect them to at all. That's gonna have to be a concealer. But I definitely think, like, for the skin, it did kind of like even everything out. You guys can see this is the side with nothing, and this is the side with it. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Okay, so this is going a little bit better than I expected it to go. I don't know why I doubted you. I really did. I kind of thought like, oh God, Christina, you got another one of these tinted moisturizers that are gonna do nothing, but this actually is giving tint. This is what I expect from a tinted moisturizer. I want a little bit of something, you know? I don't want to just buy a moisturizer. So let's do this side so you guys can see those red spots kind of disappear a little bit. Now, I am putting on like 2 layers, especially in this area, because I have redness that needs to be covered, at least a little bit covered. I don't expect it to be gone, but I want it to be even. So I'm putting a little bit more on that area, very little on the forehead, because I don't really have any imperfections on the forehead that needs to be covered, but I do have wrinkles that I don't want to come through. So I don't put that much on the forehead, but definitely around this area, I'm gonna like kind of stipple. The areas that you have the most imperfections is where I would kind of like just stipple on top, just to kind of give a little bit more coverage. So if you guys can see, you could still see a little bit of the redness coming through, but overall, it really did even the skin tone pretty well, and it left me with this really nice, I feel like it's luminous, but it doesn't feel oily luminous. It's more like a satin feel with a little bit of luminosity to it, and I don't feel like my skin feels oily, which is good. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the outcome, to be honest. So this is how it looks like without concealer on top, and I'm actually surprised. I really am. I have to admit, I'm very surprised. I didn't think that this was going to cover anything. I thought it was just going to be like one of those moisturizers that give you a little glow, and then they call it like a tinted moisturizer, and it just like kind of makes your skin feel glowy and a little oily. This actually did do a tint. It did even my skin pretty good, and I like the way it looks on my skin right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm put on a little bit of concealer just to kind of like hide a little bit of the dark circles, maybe put a little bit like on this little redness right here, and let's see what it looks like when your entire face of makeup is done and you're good to go for the day. I want to see how this looks. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like with concealer, a little bit of bronzer, and everything done on the face. And I didn't even put that much concealer, only underneath the eyes, and I put a little dab on that little red spot that I kept seeing, and that's basically it. And I really like the way this looks. This looks really, really pretty. Now, what I love the most is my forehead wrinkles look amazing. Anytime you wear a tinted moisturizer, I'm gonna tell you guys, if you guys have forehead wrinkles, it's really gonna look the best with a tinted moisturizer. But this one looks really, really nice. It actually looks like my skin. It looks a little bit more like I have like a glowiness to my skin, but my skin looks even. It doesn't really even look like I have that much makeup on. The bronzer adds a little bit of that oomph to the face, and I'm loving the overall with this tinted moisturizer. I honestly sometimes feel like a tinted moisturizer could just do so much for the skin, and if they're done properly, they can make you look so much better. And really all you need is a good concealer to just cover up the darkness, but a tinted moisturizer just does so much for the skin. Right now, the things that I love the most is that even though it is a luminous one, I do feel like it has a little bit more of a satin or natural look to it. It's not luminous, like greasy or oily. It actually feels to me like it has kept my face a little bit more natural, a little bit mattified, but not matte, more of a luminous natural look, which looks really pretty. Another thing is I like the feeling on my skin right now. The Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, which I love to wear, has a little bit more of a greasy texture to it, even though it looks amazing on the skin and I love it so much. This one gives me more of a natural look. Like, I'm wondering how this is going to last in the heat, if it's going to actually look better than the Bare Minerals at the end of the day, because it does have a more mattified look to it, but still with that luminosity to it. So I'm really liking this. Like, I really honestly think this formula is pretty impressive. I don't know if the reason that it doesn't feel greasy at all, or that it has this more natural look, is because there is no SPF in here. I don't know if that could be the reasoning, but I have to say I love this finish. And if it lasts as good, it will be worth it for me to put an SPF underneath this. So you guys know I have combination skin, so I get oily and I also get dry. Now in the summer that the heat is like, I get more oily than dry, but I do feel like a lot of different skin types are going to like this. I think if you have combo, you're gonna love this. I think if you have oily, you're gonna love this. If you wanna have a little bit of luminosity, but you still want to look a little bit more natural, have a little bit more mattified look, you're gonna like this a lot. And if you have dry skin, you're probably gonna like this too, because it gives you a little bit of that mattified look, but it gives you luminosity. If you have mature skin, I think that you might actually love this. Any wrinkles that I have, this is not sitting in wrinkles. This kind of like just smooths over everything, and I think it looks pretty phenomenal in that respect. And if you have like acne prone skin, I do think that you're going to need a concealer to really cover up any of like the real dark scarring that you may have, but this does a very nice smooth over to it, so it kind of just makes everything look a little bit more even. And then the ones that are really coming through are the ones that you would have to just like use a concealer to spot conceal. But even using that method, you're gonna look like you have a lot less makeup on. I'm crossing my fingers that this wears good so far. This may be a huge winner. Almost on the verge of like in between the Bare Minerals and the CC cream from Chanel, like if they merged together and made this product. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. So let's see how it wears for the entire day. I don't want to talk too much until I know if this lasts as good. So at the end of the night, I will be coming back and giving you guys my final thoughts. So here is my final check-in of the night. It is going to be 8 o'clock at night. So I've had this on for over 8 hours. And I have to say, it actually lasted pretty nice. My skin and my oils have come through, but I don't look oily. I actually just kind of look like my natural skin. The coverage is still somewhat there. I mean, it's obviously, it looks like my skin, but my skin looking better than it usually looks. And at this point, I still feel that way. I still feel like my skin looks better than it usually looks. And I have to say, like, I don't feel like my skin looks oily. I think it looks pretty nice. I think for a full day wear, I think it did a really decent job. I would have to say, as of right now, this is a competitor against the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I really think that it did a pretty damn good job. Like, even compared to that one, I want to try them both up against each other now, because I honestly cannot tell you yet which one I like more. Right now, like, just off the top of my mind, I may be leaning in this direction, only because I feel like it mattifies the skin a little bit more than the Bare Minerals one, but the Bare Minerals one does have SPF in it, so it does kind of get me like it's a toss-up. So I want to actually try using this same exact tinted moisturizer with an SPF underneath, see what it does to the tinted moisturizer. But I have to say, guys, I really like this. I really do. So if you guys have like a skincare routine that you love to do, and you have a moisturizer that already has a strong SPF in it, and then you just want to put a tinted moisturizer on top, this may be the route for you. I honestly think it's beautiful. I love the way my skin looks right now. I can see myself using this over and over again. So yeah, if you guys are in the market for a new tinted moisturizer that's a little bit more mattifying and just has a really nice natural look to the skin, but still covers a little bit, this may be the route you want to take. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to give me those thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.